We all would have heard of this story of an angry young boy whose bad temper worried his parents. I wish to quickly recall the story because the thought I intend to convey is closely related to the message from the story. This boy, about 10 or 11 years old, was quick to pick fights and throw harsh words. He did not spare his father either. This exhibition of poor temperament continued for a long time. The worried father then decided to do something about this. So he gave his son a bag of nails and told him that every time he lost his temper, he must hammer a nail into the back of the fence or in the backyard. The first day, the boy had driven 37 nails into the fence. Over the next few weeks, as the boy slowly learned to control his anger, the number of nails hammered daily gradually decreased. He discovered that it was easier to hold back his temper than to drive those nails into the back of the fence. Finally, the day came when the boy did not lose temper at all. So when he told his father about it, the father suggested that the boy pull out one nail for each day that he was able to hold his temper. The boy agreed, and the days passed by. Finally, the young boy was able to tell his father that all the nails were gone. The father then took his son by hand and led him to the fence. He said, "You have done well, my son. But look at the holes in the fence. The fence will never remain the same. When you throw words out of anger, they create scars, just like this one on the wooden fence. You can easily put a knife into a man and draw it out. It won't matter how many times you say, 'I'm sorry' or 'regret.' The wound will still be there." The boy then realized how powerful his words were. He looked up at his father and said, "I hope you can forgive me for the holes I put in you, Father." Indeed, this is an important realization, not just for the boy, but for all of us. We can easily throw words out of anger and we can regret for it, but it won't matter how many times we say sorry. The wound will still be there and it will never go out. Well, anger is not a sin, but a strong emotion when unrestrained can lead very swiftly to a sin, and that's what I'm here to highlight today. I'm not sure how this story is connected to any incident from your own lives, but I wish that we don't create scars just like the boy had done. While we were younger, saying or doing hurtful things to the ones we loved were just common acts. We just said "I'm sorry" and moved on, not actually waiting a moment to think of the ill effects. Honestly speaking, when I was a child, I think I hadn't handled my emotions very well. I remember there were occasions when I was, completely impolite or quick to react offensively. I was confident that people around me were loving and kind enough to forgive and forget my offenses. But as I grew older, I began to realize my folly and even regretted my behavior. I realized that my harsh words, though unintentionally spoken, could have hurt others, right? Now, when I look back, I'm ashamed. But I also realized that they were all lessons, and thankfully, I've learned my lessons very well. Yes, we are humans, we make mistakes, and sometimes we say or do things we don't mean, either out of anger or frustration, exasperation, or maybe out of anger too. But yet, every time we are discreet with a friend or a loved one, or even just having a bad day, it's important to pause, Take a moment to think about the permanent repercussions or actions and words could have on others. Good friendships and good relationships are important in life, and we cannot afford to miss people by handling our emotions so badly. Did you know? The ones we tend to punish the most are sometimes the people we love the most. It's natural that we encounter situations where we are pushed to extreme limits or may have to live in the dog's house. But it's important to take conscious efforts to control it. Do remember the saying, if you can be patient for one moment of anger, you can save yourself from 100 days of pain. Thank you.